and welcome to TLL TV. Welcome to the W League wrap. I am Rose and this is Chrissy, and we are filming from this beautiful room here in the State Library. Absolutely sensational.
The big blue.
Yeah, I know, right? This is absolutely, I think the story behind it is next to us, but yeah, we just absolutely love this room, and I may be talking a little bit quiet because everyone is so close to us in the glass window and I feel like they can all hear us, but apparently they can't.
We are going to try and get their attention, so we'll speak louder.
So what do you think? So that round of W League, opening round, round one, I loved it. Numero uno.
I really did like it.
Yeah.
Not just because my team won.
Not just because your team won.
No, it was a lot of talent across the park. Loved it.
Favourite match? Stupid question.
No, I'm actually going to turn around and say the Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory.
Yeah.
Very entertaining. I love seeing Remy Simpson play, so she did a great job. It's good to see her back on the field.
It's good, yeah. Well, we attended the Western Sydney Wanderers versus Adelaide United, as well as the Sydney FC versus Melbourne Victory. So we got to, well, I myself got to 4 games this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I got to see for 2 A-League games and 2 W League games, so I'm very happy with that. So I know, right? God bless the fixtures in Sydney this weekend.
No, let's just hope this continues. we don't have a bye round.
Yeah, so round one, the opening match was Western Sydney Wanderers versus Adelaide United at Marconi Stadium, which we both went to, so also known as the Chrissy Rose Derby. And, if you have not seen the score yet, let's just say that in the final minutes of the game I turned around to Chrissy and said, well, you're walking home tonight.
I 100% believed it, and so did our good friend from the RBB, drummer Pia, because she turned around and said to me, don't worry Christina, I have your back. She really thought that you were going to leave me for dead.
Did.
Like, she was very serious and said, I'll drive you home.
She was very prepared to drive Chrissy home because she could see the. I was sitting with amongst all the Wanderers fans, and I mean, yes, it's a W League game, so it's a bit more family friendly and not as aggressive. But at the end of the day, Wanderers fans love their club, no matter what. Doesn't matter who it is.
Not as aggressive. Me and Pia started like drumming on the damn seats in front of us.
You could be in like an under-9s Wanderers outfit and the fans will still passionately support you.
Yeah.
That's what those fans are like. So, I mean, I'm sitting there and I was just like, oh, I think I'll try and be a bit cautious if, rather to yell and if a goal is scored. I was thinking that in my head, and then what's hilarious is when a goal was scored, the guy like just in front of us, which I'm pretty sure was one of the girls, one of the players' dad.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he lives here or if he made the trip to see her first game, and he was like #1 fan. He was like the most typical, like exactly how your parents would be. You can be playing like like when you're a kid and you play, like I don't know, under 10s or something.
It's your first game of football ever.
And this dad, like, oh my gosh, I was like, I like him. I'm like, at least I have one Adelaide fan with me.
Yeah.
But no, there was a few there. So the Wanderers did take home the win. They won 2-1 after
a goal. It was a free kick, and I loved it. So what had happened was, I can't remember who gave away the foul. But either way, it was a free kick, and I actually thought Erica Holloway had touched the ball and it had gone in from her head, but no, it had bounced in front of the keeper. They all went into a blind panic, and from the long cross in, it had hit the ground, bounced over the keeper and into the net to give up, was it 31st or 30 seconds? Extra time goal.
Yeah.
So
some time in extra time that I did not care about whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because it was 1-1 for quite some time. Majority of the game was at 1-1. And
it was a good fight though.
oh, it was a
You
great
have to
fight.
admit that
It was a
kept
great game.
Yeah.
It was a really good game.
You're looking at me. It was a great fuck you. It was a great game.
Great. Look, as I've been going on like every episode of TLL TV for like the last 3 episodes, Mary Fowler did not disappoint. She was great.
She was good.
I was very concerned though it's just the first game, so it's not the end of the world, Unfortunately, the W League is not so long, so they have to get used to each other real quick.
Yep.
But I was quite concerned. The crosses coming into Mary, they just weren't on the same level.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was watching all these crosses, and the Wanderers had a few of those issues too early on in the game.
Yeah.
That they weren't doing the same runs. They weren't running together.
No.
It's like Mary would make her own run, and the other guys are back there, or vice versa. And so the guys on the wing would come out and there's no one there in the middle.
Yeah, it was sheer frustration of they wanted to, some players had the game, their head in the game, they wanted to push forward fast and hard and they didn't want to give away the goal. I mean, they didn't want to give away the lead, nor did they want to concede another goal. And they expected everybody else to follow along with them, but they were just in two different minds. So, first game, nothing to panic about. But I can understand why they want everything to be done on time, because there's only 10 weeks.
Yeah. I know. Isn't that crazy when you say it out loud like that? I always forget.
It's a school term.
Crazy.
It's an intense school term.
Yeah. It reminds me, like, in my head, like, we need to hurry up and do all the things that we want to do for the W League season, you know, with TLL, because it's just like, it's so quick. So that's another challenge that everyone in the W League faces, is that they have to learn to work together very quick, and they have very limited time together as well in pre-season.
Yeah.
Because most of them have come from America or wherever else.
Heaps. We've got Portland Dawn players, a few players from Seattle Reign. We've also got a few players from Orlando Pride. And after the 10 weeks, they're going to get on a plane and head back.
And a lot of players throughout the league, they come from like the NPL, you know, the NPL in Australia here. So they've only just finished their season. Like, yes, the NPL isn't, you know, on as high of a level as W League is. Yeah. But they're still going straight from one season straight to this, and they're meeting all these players that are coming from different areas, and they're all coming in, and they've got a couple of weeks or whatever, however long it was, to all get used to each other, and then bang, straight into 10 weeks, and they're expected to perform at their best. Yeah. So there's a lot of pressure. And Wanderers played a great game. There was a few of their set pieces, you know, I reckon for the first 70 minutes even. I think it took them a while to sort of get those set pieces right. There was, you know, I could see there was a lot of aggression coming from you.
Oh, it was heaps. And every time we had a few favourites in the team. Ella. Every time she touched the ball, it was just like, yes!
Chrissy's like a mum. She was like such a cheerleader.
It's like whether she touched the ball or she tackled someone else or she was just in the right place, I was like, Ella!
Yeah.
But it was a good game. It was a really good game. But going on to...
it was enjoyable.
So that was a Thursday. Friday and Saturday.
Quickly on that game, really enjoyed the kids. The kids started some RBB chants in the stands, and they did the whole "Who do you sing for?" and the whole crowd was getting on board. It was so adorable and it was so awesome. So, and kudos to the Wanderers for doing the members bring in someone for free. Yeah. So the numbers were very low for that game, but that's because a majority of the people weren't counted because with me, I just walked in with Chrissy because Chrissy's a member. So, so even though there's low numbers, the crowd itself was actually quite good and quite close-knit as well, you know, where you sit within Marconi, so it was actually a really good atmosphere. Yeah. But again, it was nice. On to Sunday. So we go all the way from Thursday through to Sunday.
Now, Sunday, first game was it was the double round of the Big Blue. So we were there for the W League match and then we watched the A League match. Going on to the Big Blue for Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory. Now, Melbourne Victory? No. Let's talk about Melbourne Victory because they're the ones that were in the running. They came first last season. They won the Premier Plate and they had an amazing team. This season, I know it's the first game, that team is nowhere to be seen. So Sydney FC came up on top and Remy scored 2 and so did Evans in the last minutes with an amazing header.
Yeah, I mean, and we were cheering for Remy Hattie. For a good majority, and we were so sad when she got subbed off. We were like, oh,
but she got subbed off for another great player, so it was perfect.
Exactly. Yeah, Melbourne Victory, especially for the first goal. I recall it was so easy for Remy. The backline. I don't know where on earth the Melbourne Victory backline were. I felt like they were just running around in circles, chasing their tail if they were puppies.
There was a massive gap between Remy and the other 2 defenders because you had a massive cluster over here following Caitlin Ford. Yeah. And everyone just forgot that Remy existed.
And so she was just slotted herself in. No worries. It was kind of like she looked around like, okay, this is a little bit too easy.
Twice it was a pair between Ford and Simpson because it was Ford always setting the balls in. She also had a couple of chances where she could have done it herself, but she gave it away to Remy and Remy took the chance and scored twice.
Yeah. And the Victory side the Sydney themselves, even Ford had a great game. I love that again, like what we were saying, they come straight in from a hard season, the NWSL, and then Ford with her Matilda's duties and everything else. And
it's amazing
she's just played straight through. Yeah. She's had no break. She's just gone straight into it. Lugazzo was at her usual great self.
Tough girl. Got smacked down a few times.
She did,
and
didn't she?
she's just like, I'm fine.
I know, she cops it so bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that Sydney FC side, you've already placed a wager on with Liana, I believe.
We don't talk about that wager.
There was a wager placed.
We don't talk about that
Chrissy
wager.
is confident that the Sydney FC won't make the grand final. So she has made a wager, I believe, to wear sky blue colours.
No.
If Sydney FC make the grand final or win the grand final.
If they win the grand final.
If they win the grand final.
Not make the grand final, because that would be basically putting myself in a grave and then just saying, put the foot on the dirt, that's it.
So I didn't tell Chrissy that I was going to say this, so now it's on camera.
Fuck.
Can you not make more work for Michelle here and swear?
I didn't. I didn't think you swear, so it's all happening. No, it's gotta happen.
She's gone all red now. So that's how. So even the Sydney FC. So that's kind of like a description of how Sydney FC are this season. Like, they are a great outfit, but you know, you've got the likes of Melbourne City that they really have to compete with. You know, even though
because they're both star teams who have star players. Both sides have signed a lot of Matildas. Back on the squad, but not only Matildas, talented NWSL players. Now, big NWSL players, Portland Fawn players, Orlando Pride players. We have US women's national teams who just came back from winning the World Cup who've signed for these teams as well. So.
And then that takes us on to the Canberra. So I'm not used to Canberra existing. That's the thing. Canberra v Perth Glory.
Yeah, so let's talk about Canberra and Perth Glory, shall we?
Let's.
In the first 10 minutes of the match, Glory scored 2.
That's all that happened.
Not Glory.
Glory.
Let me go back to this. So Canberra scored 2, Glory scored nothing. Now, do you think that Perth Glory are struggling now because Sam Kerr's out of the picture?
Well, of course they're always going to struggle because you lose a player like that.
Yeah.
You will. I mean, Sam's still there though. Sam's in Perth. You know, maybe she's there for moral support. She's probably still rocking up to training, having a coffee with them. Because she doesn't head off until January.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't
play until January. So I assume she's probably going to head off after Christmas or something. I'm not too sure what the exact date is.
Well, congratulations.
I know, right? I know. So if you live under a rock, Sam Kerr to Chelsea. Literally, if you live under a rock, it's been massive news.
It's amazing.
So she's no longer at Perth Glory.
No, she's in the big show now, and she's getting congratulations from Cristiano Ronaldo and everything.
Yeah. So you know. Of course, it's always going to be hard when you lose somebody like that. It's going to be very difficult. So they have to learn how to work without Kerr. And to be completely honest, I don't think that Perth Glory have many star players, you know, like those big names. I mean, they've got, you know, great players, but they don't have any of those big names that, you know, will make them stand out. So they could be the underdog. Who knows? They could still be a great outfit without her. And they could, you know, go in and, you know, hopefully win the grand final for, you know, anyone but Sydney FC for Chrissy's sake.
What have I done? What have I done?
So two goals for Canberra in the first 10 minutes. So, you know, great stuff from Canberra coming out. I mean, you know, obviously people as well, them losing like sort of like Ellie Carpenter and you know, a couple of, you know, they've now got the Karmas sisters. The sisters are now on the same team, which is very interesting. You know, after watching like last season, they were on opposing teams, and I remember that game when they took each other out pretty much.
So Lena was going in for the ball, and her sister came in and went, okay, I'm going to chop her legs, she's going to fall over, get a concussion. I did nothing though. That was a funny expression.
And it was hilarious because it was so raw and such aggression in it, but it was exactly like
proper sisters.
It was like proper sisters, exactly like we would with our brothers. Like, absolutely took them out, and the other one was looking like, oh, she's fine.
The paramedics are the ground, Lena and everything, and Shana's she's cool.
Yeah, she's alright, get up. It's just put a band-aid on it, you know?
Yeah.
It was hilarious. So, yeah, good to see that they're both on the same team. So that could be a very interesting dynamic as well.
Yeah.
You know, obviously they both know each other's playing style. They've obviously been around each other for their whole lives because they are sisters. So great game. Any other standouts from that game, or are we going to move on?
I think we should move on. It's pretty plain and simple. Canberra did really, really well during that game. End of story.
And then we go over to Newcastle Jets versus Melbourne City.
Newey City. Now that was a draw.
Yes.
But it was interesting.
It was interesting. Van Egmond with an absolute screamer, as you may call, against her old side, against Newcastle Jets. So, like, as we've been saying, you know, Melbourne City are the ones to watch. You know, Matilda's 2.0. A lot of Matildas there, a lot of great players there. So, very good on Jets, who had quite a young team. Yeah. Good on Jets for coming out and being like, we really don't care about Melbourne City and their big signings and their great signings.
Because they scored just as much of an amazing goal as Van Egmond did for Melbourne City. So as much as it rubbed salt in the wound, they did it back.
Yeah.
So, karma.
Yeah, exactly. Even Catley with, you know, that great shot on goal.
Yeah.
You know, you've got people like that from... I mean, Catley was in a weird position, though. Like... Catley was pushed up more towards midfield, which was really interesting. Like, so I remember we looked at the starting lineup while we were still at the game, and we were like, "Huh?
Yeah.
Like, what's Catley doing there? What now? How's that going to work out for you, Melbourne City?"
There's been a lot of weird things that you've seen in the first round. I mean, we've got a number 10, Jenna McCormack is a number 10 in defence.
Yeah.
That's another weird thing.
That was really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if that worked.
A few times I saw the number 10, I'm like, Jenna? Is she on the front? But then she ran back in place, I'm like, W League, A League, what do you expect?
It was also with that Sydney FC Melbourne Victory game, it was pretty funny when Princess Abini did take out Jenna. And there's Michelle going, she took out an AFL player.
That was funny because we saw Jenna only a week ago taking out the Chilean players.
Yeah.
Like just, and then you get Princess Sabini just, you know, the ball smacks Jenna. She's just on the floor.
I love Princess. She's honestly, she's one of my favourites.
She's one of the great young talents of Sydney FC.
Yeah, I know. I always think she's older than she is because I feel like she's been around for ages.
Yeah, she's been playing for the team since it died.
Yeah, I feel like I've been talking about her for so long, going, you know, like, cool, Princess is, you know, in the lineup, or, you know, she's here, she's there, and it's like, it's she's actually young.
Yeah, it's intense how you still think that she's a young Matilda.
Yeah.
You'd think that she'd have her spot on the first team. Now, yes, of course you can break on the first team whatever age you want. Not whatever age you want, but of course, like, we've had Sam Kerr who played for the first team at 15. You'd expect someone like Princess Abini to be on the first team sometime soon. Let's say in the next 6 months, maybe before the Tokyo Olympics.
You've got Ellie Carpenter, who's an absolute standout for the team, and she's only 19.
Yeah.
Was she 20 now? Or she's nearly 20?
She's turning 20.
She's turned 20.
Yeah. Happy birthday, whenever that is.
It was sometime in the next 12 months. It's her birthday. She'll be turning 20. So she's only young, and she's a core part of that Matilda's team. And that's what's really exciting about women's football at the moment, is that, you know, you've got, because there's so much happening at the moment with women's football, and, you know, these girls all of a sudden they're like, this is actually a career now. Yeah. I can make this my career, rather than, you know, we kind of passed up, you know, never mind the fact that we, you know, well, I can't speak for you, I didn't really have the skill for it, so
we're injured.
We are injured and we could never make it because of that reason.
We could have, but my knees
let's
busted.
Be honest.
Both knees are busted.
So all the young ones now, you know, you see those, you know, who are still in school, you know, year 10, year 11, year 12.
Yeah.
And they see, you know, they see football as a proper opportunity. So, you know, you got, even Mary Fowler, she's only 16.
Yeah.
And she's on everyone's lips. Everyone's talking about her.
She's
after that first game. Yeah. So it's such exciting stuff. So we're going to see young players like this, that age group, that generation, we're going to see them, and they're going to be pushing their way into the Matildas first team, because they have this passion, like someone, you know, myself, who's 29 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I have massive respect for those Matildas who are the same age as me, who pushed through, because, you know, when I was 15, I know that,
that's the reason why we stopped playing, because our parents kept saying, there's no future in this, there's no money in this, you're going to go on the field, you're going to get hurt, you're going to ruin your body for what? For a dream that isn't even reachable at this current moment. So Matildas like Kaya Simon, like Lisa Devanna.
How much older is she?
Yeah, Kaya, Devanna, Lydia Williams, so many other Matildas who just pushed through.
And they've said, I don't care. They've had all these people would have definitely say that to them. And they've gone, I don't care. I'm going to keep going.
How many injuries does Kaya Simon have? Even at the current moment, she still wants to play. She's not given in. That's the sort of inspiration that you need. And I'm so glad that they stuck around, because they're giving young players like Princess, like Fowler, like Wyman, so many other players that are in the youth at the current moment.
Yeah.
Even the ones below, like the younger Matildas who are the under-17s. We're going to be set for the next World Cup. Yeah. Because looking at the W League and all these young players who are playing, especially for Adelaide United and Newcastle at the moment, within 4 years, we're going to have our veterans, we're going to have our youth, but they're going to be so matured and with so much under their belt, we're set for the next World Cup.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it now, we're set for the next World Cup.
Is the next World Cup going to be in Australia? Make sure you get on side if you are not on side.
You have to get on side, guys. So
Get
the
on
Oz
side.
bid 2023. That's good because that means I don't have to go anywhere.
Because we cannot afford to travel
We really
anywhere.
cannot.
So if Australia's not getting it, please, we need a sponsor then. Gosh.
Yeah. We'll work on it.
But yeah, so I guess that sums up the first round of the W League. So very interesting. So yeah, I guess I think a lot of us wouldn't have tipped a draw. Draw with Newcastle and Melbourne City. I really thought, especially there's a few younger girls as well that Melbourne City had as well actually, that are quite exciting. So even them as well. So you've got your Matildas, but you've also got your exciting younger ones. So
yeah, academy players that have been pushed up to the first team.
Yeah, So kudos to Newcastle Jets. Canberra getting their win. Sydney FC demolishing Melbourne Victory, and I don't know. I think the Wanderers played a game. I can't remember. I don't know. No, Wanderers.
You can walk home.
I got the train in. So what am I doing? Not walking home. We also have to check our fantasy team. We haven't checked our fantasy team yet.
Too.
So TLL have a fantasy team. We have no idea how that works.
Do tell about that because
do tell. I don't know what to tell about that. I told.
It's called She Plays, isn't it?
Yeah, She Plays.
So
yeah,
She Plays.
I told Ella that she has to play well. Like I literally said to her, I'm like, look, you're in our fantasy team. She's like, yeah, I saw that. I'm like, yeah, exactly. So you're not just playing for the Wanderers. You're playing for us. So you're actually playing for us. So you actually have to play well. She was just a bit like, cool. No worries, Rose.
Right.
Sure thing.
Hold on, gunpoint next game. I mean, they're playing the Jets. You saw what the Jets did too, Melbourne City. Don't put that much pressure on them.
I wanted to put Fowler in our team. I was
struggling for cash.
I was struggling for cash, and then the other girls had other options that they wanted to put. So I'm happy that Fowler's doing really well for my team.
Yeah.
I'm unhappy that I did not put her. It's one thing I really regret. Brisbane Roar didn't play. I was like, what happened? Why happened to Brisbane Roar? But Brisbane Roar didn't play.
They're going to buy round.
Yeah.
But we'll see Roar next week, which is going to be exciting because once again they have also signed a couple of Matildas again. Right, you got your Rezo, you got your Mackenzie Arnold.
The re-signings are sensational.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Brizzy next week. So let's look forward to that. Otherwise,
Mariners didn't play. I'm sorry if we have any of the Mariners girls that actually play for the Mariners. Like, are they in like NPL or something?
Yeah, they are. Mariners Academy. They'll probably be playing something like Bankstown City.
Sorry, I just couldn't help but throw that in there. What is exciting though, we did get news that the Essendon Royals, so they're in their NPL Victoria Women's. There's so many acronyms. I'm thinking in my head like WNPLVIC, Women's NPL Victoria. They signed Argentinian goalkeeper on Saturday. It was announced.
If I can just find it, Gabriela Carton, I think it is.
Garton? Do we say Garton? Do we say Carton? Do we say Gartin?
Michelle.
Michelle, can you please provide Spanish commentary in here?
Yeah, that'll get Lucy on the phone.
So I thought that was a really crazy signing for NPL.
So
of
course.
You expect to see someone like her.
She's played for the Argentinian national team. Like even though it's not as many appearances as you'd expect, she's still got once again that maturity and that knowledge under her belt of playing for a national team like Argentina. Yeah. I know Argentina at the current moment they're struggling and they're no Chile, but still they're a big South American. They're massive football heart and soul in South America. Argentina is definitely one of those international teams that live and breathe the game, whether you're the male player or the female player, and to have Essendon Royals sign them, good on you, Mick.
Yeah, Mick and everyone else who was involved in that signing. Because Mick was in our documentary on She Kicks Like a Girl, so we've been following Essendon Royals closely, and then we saw this news and we went, wow, they really, because I thought he's gone there from South Melbourne now, so obviously we've been keeping an eye on them. And we just couldn't believe that they get such a great signing like that. So they've obviously, done some great work behind that.
Yeah.
And I did see that she's always wanted to play in Australia. So
she's got her shot now.
Yeah, so she's really excited to come here. She wants to come here.
Yeah.
So it's so great seeing the NPL make signings like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's growing.
That shows what's happening at our grassroots level, because the W League is still we're still trying to get, you know, heaps of fans through the door. People are still trying to learn it. We're still trying to find, like, streams and, like, you know, okay, you've got KO's doing a great job, Fox Sports doing a great job, but, like, you know, for example, like today when we're trying to do stuff for our articles, and we're trying to find stuff online to do, you know, with certain W League games, it's so hard to find. And that's the kind of stuff that I guess, you know, ourselves as well as many other people are trying to expose the league even more.
Yeah.
Because
it's hard. It's hard to get that information because
I want someone to type in, you know, Newcastle Jets v Melbourne City, and all this stuff pop up on Google. That's literally what I'm talking about here.
I understand we're still a young league, and a lot of the teams, the W League teams, are still young as well as the NPL teams, because it's struggling. Of course, it's struggling. I'm looking forward to playing football again next season once I'm injury free and I've done my final surgeries, procedures, or whatever. And
you know, when that happens, I tell you, I'm not going to hold my breath because this woman is always injured.
I'm always injured, but after this surgery is finished and I'm back on my feet, I want to play football again. But the thing is, it's so hard to find a team because all the teams I used to play for when I was younger, they've pulled the women's team. So it's hard to find an NPL team where you can play for fun, or you can just play as you're building yourself back up. They're either professional or there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is with the W League. There is yes, there is information, but it takes forever to come out, or there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah. So again, you know, with women's footballs are doing such great things, and it's so good to watch. It was quite difficult, you know, the game that we were at, you know, we even said, like, okay, this is a Big Blue, but it didn't have that intensity because it's their first match. It's exactly like we were saying about the A-League.
The derbies just don't...
You need to wait till round 3 or something like that, but then they don't have the time.
No.
They have no choice.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, you know, the Big Blue could have been more competitive if it were a little bit later in the season.
Yeah.
But that's just how the fixtures fell, and I guess, you know, they wanted a double header, wanted people through the door. But
it's getting there. It's getting there. Once again, it's getting there. It can't be all negative or whatever. Because you got us.
It's still a great game though.
Beyond 90. You've got the women's game. You've got FWL. We've got Kevin Ayres. Good on him putting his knees on the line to take photos of women's football. So it's getting there.
Yeah,
There's something still there.
It's getting there, and
just like this signing.
It's so exciting to see it get there because it is actually good football. Like that's the thing. We're not just saying like, oh, go watch it, go support. Like
it is nice.
It's a good game. Like
I'm getting, let's not broke, all these inboxes from male mates of mine who I train with or I work with or I've played football with in the past, and they're like, what game are you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm at the W League, I'm watching the women's game. And one of them went, oh, Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory have a women team? I'm like, yeah, they do. It's like, how good are they? I'm like, freaking amazing. Like, I'm watching Romy Simpson and the Tildas and like youth coming up through the ranks, and I finally convinced him. He's like, oh yeah, I might come and watch one. So it's as easy as word of mouth of just saying it's actually a good 90 minutes. It's worth the $10 or the $15. Just go watch it. It's like when you see some of the guys go to the local park to watch grassroots. If you can go to the local park to watch grassroots, you can come to a W League game and it'll be just as good.
Well, and we could hear the kids like around us when the women were playing. Those kids behind us, and like, you know, I'm talking about very small children. And like this one boy was asking his mum, and he's like, "Who are they? Are they Sydney players?" And she's like, "Yes, they're the Sydney women's team. Sydney have a women's team." And he had like all these questions. He wanted to know more and more. And like that's so cool. Like they've seen them. You know, they've obviously come for the men's game, but they've seen the women, and that's why I know a lot of W League fans out there don't like double headers. There's quite a few that they prefer a standalone match, and you know, smaller stadiums. I mean, last night for us worked well because you know Jubilee Oval. Yeah. You know, great. But it's great for our game to have a double header because a lot of people do rock up. I don't know, even if it's at halftime of that game, they rock up, they actually see what's out there and they go, hey, I like this. I like this team. I actually, you know, I'm enjoying this. So double headers are quite important for our league at the moment, I personally think, and others disagree.
I love it because that means I can spend my entire day around watching something like that.
Oh, how good was it yesterday? We were there from like 3:30 onwards. Yeah. And it was just like all day football. Yeah. I was very unhappy with the how much food was available there, but anyway,
that's a story for the Patreon.
Just, you know, like
it's gonna be us ranting about how we got, you know, hard done by for wanting the pie.
I just wanted
that story's coming soon.
Anyway, now that I'm starting to think about food, it means we should really, you know,
we haven't
cut because we have not eaten today, and I'm dying for like a burger or something. Oh
I'm just gonna have another coffee.
So we needed wrap this up. But yeah, thank you for watching. We have the round 2. We wouldn't even have a clue what's happening up in round 2.
Oh no, the Wanderers are playing.
We never know what's ever happening. We can't ever think about like past tomorrow because we're just
trying to get to Wednesday.
No idea. No
Because
idea.
then from Wednesday we can go, oh, hump day, oh, Friday.
And then
We
you
just-
get Thursday.
Yeah.
After hump day is Thursday. So great to have W League back because then we go straight from Sunday football all the way. You know, you only got a couple of days in
slides
between.
through.
Exactly. So much fun. We will see you at W League games. We will see you at A League games.
We will see you walking
will
the
be
streets. I'm in a...
I just heard some beeping. I was just like, is that the fire alarm? So this just like, I have this thing with fire alarms. I was like,
it's just
but
like,
no, we're in
that's
a
actually what
proper
happened
place.
last week when we were on More Than Just a Game. The poor guy had
More
like,
than just a game.
like,
She's creating her own.
more than a game, sorry. It's been a long day. But more than a game, and Colby had like a fire evacuation or something. He's like, hold on girls. Hear the bleeping in the background. And we're back live on air.
I was like, yeah, this sounds like the kind of organisation we should be
This
collaborating
is
with.
peak Australian football.
So we are here at the library at the moment. So let's wrap it up, hey?
Yep.
Let these people go on with their days, nights, whatever on earth they're doing. And we will see you next Monday for the next instalment of the W League wrap. I've been Rose, this has been Chrissy.
And we're going to go get another 4 coffees.
Thank you for watching. Bye.